basically scratch or engrave into the surface of foil card. So it's just normal card, but it's got this lovely metallic foil finish to it. And these are the prints that have come from that plate, so you can spin it. So artists like Picasso use this method a lot. And the way that you actually get your image onto the foil card is just by scratching it into the surface using a sharp object. And this is an actual etching needle. So the difference between what you've just done with the lino and what you're doing with this is that with the lino, as you can see now, the areas that you've cut away don't print, and the surface of your lino is what prints, and that's called relief printing. The relief is the surface. This is called intaglio printing, and I have actually done a list of terms which I'll send to you. So intaglio printing is where you're scratching into the surface of the foil card, and the print is taken from under the surface. So it's not taken from the surface like the lino, but it's what you scratch into it that actually prints. So I'm just going to do a really quick demo. So you can just scratch into the surface like this. So you can get quite fine detail. You can also score it with a Stanley knife and peel off areas of card, which is what I've done here, all these black areas, because I've already printed this before. All the areas that are black are the areas that are actually printed. So you can do that. I might be able to do it with this. You score into the surface, and then you can just...
So it's the bits that are taken away that print?
The bits that are taken away, the bits that will print, or the bits that you scratch into it are the bits that will print. So that's basically it. You don't have to just use an etching needle. You can use other tools. You might have things at home that you could use, like old screws and nails, and anything that's going to give you an interesting mark or texture works really nicely. Okay, so that's the scratching process. I'm sure you've all probably got images, or you'll be getting images ready for next week. I feel a little bit hemmed in.
Welcome to the world of blogging.
My God!
Absolutely all about blogging. That's great.
So the inking process again is very different. It's a different kind of ink. This is etching ink, which you'll be pleased to know is easier to clean than lino ink. We're using a bit of scrim to apply the ink. I'm just going to dip it into the pot of ink just so I don't have as much washing up. And you're basically just rubbing the ink into the surface of the card, making sure you cover it and making sure you put quite a bit of pressure on to get it really into all these areas you've engraved. And then with a cleaner, larger piece of scrim, you then just quite gently wiping the surface. So you're cleaning any excess ink off the top of your foil to make it nice and shiny again. And that is it, basically inked. Right, if you want to follow me over to the press.
Hello, Sheila. Right. I didn't know the light was on, so
this time your foil card goes down first. And over here I've got a piece of
here's a bit creepy on the cameras.
Just make our blogs as good as possible.
Right, this is important, this bit, guys, so listen.
So next week you're going to be using soaked paper. And the reason for that is it softens, the water softens all the fibre in the paper and helps to push it down into all those little areas that you've engraved. So you have to really block the paper before you can print onto it, just to get off all the excess water. It's still damp, but it's not glistening at all. If there's any water you can visibly see on it, you need to carry on blotting until you get rid of it. So paper goes on top, and again you're making sure you've got paper either side. And this time you need a lot of pressure, because the rollers have to really push the paper into the card. So I'm going to really tighten up the... Right, can somebody feed that through for me? So again, this just needs to go through once. This time you don't have to worry about slipping. You don't have to worry about any of that with the etching. It's just with lino. That can be a bit of a problem. So hopefully the pressure's tight enough.